Hello all, this is Ken Cameron with Precision Pedicab. This is a short video showing how to install a bolt-on motor kit for a Main Street Classic. Installation also works the same way for a San Diego style pedicab. We sped up some videos showing the installation. A longer version is available with more detailed explanations. This motor kit is available at precisionpedicab.com. We also have Pedicab batteries, wheels, and accessories that are designed to make a tough job a little bit easier and more profitable. Feel free to reach out and ask questions. We're glad to help. Thank you. Here I'm sanding the axle where the bearing will slide over onto the axle when you knock it away from the frame. You'll loosen your wheels, loosen your 8 carriage bolts. Loosen your chain. Tap your bearings over with an aluminum bar. Give yourself some space to pull the axle out. Tap off your bearings. Sand your axle. Polish it, remove dents and rust. Go ahead and install the old springs and spacers from the old bolts onto the new bolts. Then install the new bolts into the axle. Here's the 38-tooth sprocket getting bolted in place. You don't want to over tighten this. It's just a medium. Here you're inspecting the axle to make sure it can counter rotate and the disc brake can still float. Install it into the frame. Get your bearings, grease them inside and out, install them. Get your plates, bolt them in. It helps to have the bolts with the nuts facing towards the away from the differential. And the bearing noses should be towards the middle. Go ahead and tighten your chain. Get the crossbar in place. Bolt your cradle onto the motor. Using a 5mm here, it's not a 3/16. Both sides. Use a 3/16 Allen wrench to tighten these 1/4-28 bolts. Grease those nuts and bolts. It's very important when you're going onto stainless hardware. Tighten things down. You're going to line the sprockets. Make sure your motor sprocket and your rear axle sprocket line up. This is a 12-inch ruler. It's helpful to align the front end, the sprockets together. This is a KMC 710 chain. You're going to cut it to 32 inches and then add a half link, and a master link will be used to install it on the bike. And you're giving yourself even amount of clearance above and below the crossbar so the chain doesn't rattle too much onto the metal. And you get the nose of the motor sprocket halfway between the pedal chain. This is the chain tensioner. It pushes down to give additional wrap around the sprockets so the chain doesn't slip. Be sure to get things good and tight. Here's the turnbuckle going in. It is again stainless hardware, so it needs to be greased, and you're just using some washers to space it out so the turnbuckle is straight. And then you're checking your operation, make sure everything's smooth running, chain is tight, and you're good to go, ready to install the motor controller. We just got some 1024 bolts holding it in place. We got 3 contactors. You want to make sure that all the metal to metal contacts are good here. Sometimes the contactor can pop out of place, so just push it in with a tool of some sort. And zip tie things down and get them clean and tidy and out of the way. Again, you'll got your contactors. You're putting in a battery cable into the hole, into the battery compartment. You can reuse the old hole or start a new one. Plug it into the system. Red goes to positive, black goes to negative. Always that way. And you got to fit these into the connector. There's other videos on YouTube to show you how to do it. Pretty straightforward. Heat shrink. go ahead and pull the grip, pull the shifter if you have a grip shift, install the throttle. I swapped out the shifter here for a thumb shifter that gives us more room for the throttle. And you're going to zip tie your throttle cable out of the way. Check the rotation of your fork. Make sure it's not going to get pinched on the cable. And here we're putting in a new shift cable and housing, cutting the grip to length, installing the throttle cable through the body, plugging it in, and then it should be pretty good to go at this point. Just test it, adjust for smooth operation, make sure all your stuff is out of the way, you're not going to trip on any cables or get anything tangled in your chains. So this is a troubleshooting section. Hopefully you won't have any problems with your motor kit as we test everything before it leaves the shop to make sure it's functional. But the main thing here we see most often is the blue, white, and green connectors come out of contact with each other. You want to make sure your battery is at least 30 volts. Verify your battery bullet connector is plugged into the power switch. Inspect each connectors to make sure they are in contact and not broken on the small wires. And then plug and unplug each connector. Here you'll see a copy of the eMotor app available in the App Store. It looks like this on your screen, on your phone. This is the front page. It'll ask for a password. The password is 12345678. You hit me, and then you go to System Settings, and then you go into here, and you adjust fast start, soft start, etc. as seen in these pictures. You can have Eco Mode on or off. Thanks for watching. You can get this motor kit, our 50 amp hour Pedicab batteries, Super Duty wheels, and an expanding range of accessories and parts from PrecisionPedicab.com. Feel free to email us or call with questions. Thank you.